What happened in Philadelphia that you're up for sharing, Chris? Because you want to talk about weird. My gosh, Doug Peterson, 3 years after a Super Bowl, is bounced. New coach comes in, and his first press conference in Philadelphia certainly does not give credence to the sense that you have to have a certain media savvy to be a coach in Philadelphia. And then there's a trading down of a draft choice that, man, did they earn by sitting Jalen Hurts in game 256 that got the whole country up in arms. You know what I mean? So what in the world, what can you share with me on this one, Chris?
In general, at this point, I'd rather chew glass than talk about the Eagles offseason, because it's just been so repetitive, and like everything I say gets shared. Like I basically grabbed a megaphone on Broad Street and was like, hey, you guys should care what I think. For the record, I'm on the Rich Eisen Show, and Rich asked me about Philly.
I did ask you. I flat out asked you, Chris. I am soliciting your response. This is not any sort of
self-important intel on the Eagles. I don't listen, man. Like I've said it before. It's been confusing at times, like what's going on there. But that's okay. I don't think we always need to know what the hell is going on, as long as you hit on these picks. The end result of all the Carson stuff, all the Jalen Hurts stuff, that Week 17 thing, is you're sitting here with 11 picks. You've traded back. There's a possibility you have 3 first-round picks next year, which are predicated on the performance of 2 other franchises and a player who you have good reason to, like in a classy way, if you're Howie Roseman, you're probably rooting against Carson's success. Because 75% of the snaps, making the playoffs, all those things, all those things factor into, does Philly get that draft pick? Best case scenario for Philly, if I remember correctly, would be Carson plays 75% of the snaps and plays them into a top 10 pick.
Yes, he plays.
Which I think is unlikely.
Right.
I think he's going to play well. I think they're going to at least have a bottom 10 pick from Indy. I think they probably have a bottom 10 pick from Miami. So the scary thing for them is, if they play their way into the middle of the first round, yes, they have a bunch of position players that they could take a stab at, but by making the decision that Jalen's your guy, and I really like Jalen Hurts, I wish he was in a better situation, because it's chaos right now. It's not going to be easy to get the best out of a young player, but good luck. I think he's got the mental fortitude. If he plays you into the middle of the first round in 2022, what year is it?
Yep.
If he plays you in the middle of the first round, who are the quarterbacks in that draft class?
Well, we don't know, and a lot of people.
Your guy after a year, then what do? I think that's the scary, confusing part. And Philly fans are like obsessed with Kyle Pitts. I don't know if you read the internet.
Yes.
You can't draft Kyle Pitts anymore. So like, you could be sitting here in a year, and you could have a lot of people pretty unhappy with you. Intentions are pretty high in Philly. So it's just a huge year for Howie, huge year for that entire organization. And Howie's done some good things before, 11 picks, and support Jalen. Here's another thing. Rappaport said it. They tried to move up to 2. Like, I don't know, like, if you don't believe Ian or not, but like, that makes sense that they would try to move up to 2. Zach Wilson, if you think he's that good, you take a stab at him for the reasons I mentioned. So I think they know that your Jets are going to take Zach Wilson, and I think that's why they moved back.
Right, and they moved back because, if you're not going to get the quarterback that you want, and you feel that you could get the same value at 12 or similar at 6, I do read the internet. I had when I was talking in the first hour of the show about the pro day, saying it's a bad pro day for Philadelphia because both Jamar Chase and Kyle Pitts are showing out, and I think Eagles fans thought they had a shot at either one of those two, maybe even a choice, heaven forbid, for them at 6, and now there's no shot on this Philly green earth.
Man, the Eagles fans are going to hate, like, LSU wide receivers are just trigger Eagles
right,
fans.
Justin Jefferson. You went to Jalen Reagor for me right there. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.